Okay, a client brought some baseball bats in for me that he wants me to rip down so that he can make a display out of them. So I am going to dedicate this here video for how to make a jig, come up with a jig that I can use to cut a baseball bat on my table saw. I can't use my bandsaw right now because it's down and I have to do some machining on a shaft to make a new shaft for it, so I have to use my table saw instead. So this is going to be a jig video coming up. Okay, here's the sequence and how I do this now that I found that works. I have one of these here contour gauges. So I put the contour gauge on the widest part of the bat and I get the contour here, and that's going to give me the width of the cradle. I'll show you what I mean. Now that line that I just put on there, that's the actual width of the bat. What I'll do now is I'll add about a 1/4 inch onto that, and then cut that to size. Okay, that'll be 2.5 inches. I'll rip that down now to 2.5 inches. Okay, so I'll go ahead and rip this to size on my table saw, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have that piece cut now. The next thing I do is I get the center of the board right here, and then I lay that contour gauge with the convex side out now. which is the opposite of the concave that's on the other side. It's kind of a form fitter. And I drop this down until I got about a 1/4 inch of material from here to here, and then I mark that. So as you can see, those marks are right where the contour gauge intersects the top and comes down about a 1/4 inch from the bottom. Now I need to make a V-groove, a 45-degree V-groove at those 2 points. Okay, so I got the V-groove there. I'm down about a 1/4 inch here. I'll come up, make a mark, and then I'll go on my table saw and I'll cut all this out and make this into a V-groove all the way down. Now, in order to cut this on my table saw, I'll just turn my blade 45-degree bevel, and then I'll cut one side, turn around, cut the other side, then I'll turn back to 0 degrees, and then cut in between there, and then I'll just wear that out of there, more or less. Okay, I got the 2 end cuts now, and so what I'll do now is I'll just go ahead and nibble all this away. Okay, so that V-groove is now cut in there, and the next thing to do now would be to get the center of the V-groove and make a mark. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll set the bat in there temporarily, and I'll look and see where the bat is making good contact with the V-groove. As it goes up here, it begins to shallow out because of the contour of the bat. And so where it's making good contact, I'll make a mark in those areas. And then down here on the ball end here, I'll make a mark also. These marks indicate where I'm going to put hot melt glue. And then I just push everything into place nice and tight, hold it nice and tight until the glue sets. And I have to make a cradle for every bat to do this with. And that's a little extra precaution. I just glued a glued block here in the back also to keep the bat nice and stable. Okay, now over to the table saw with it. Now, as I continue to progress down the bat, I'll be lowering the blade until I get low enough that I'm just barely coming through the handle. Okay, let's see how it came out. Came out real good. Nice and smooth cuts. And then the hot melt glue just breaks off real easy. Once it's broke off like that. That's my stop right there. That comes off nice and easy. Scrape off the glue a little bit. And there it is. There is the bat. Opened up. So that can be put face down like this. And there we have it. So every one of these bats will have a custom made cradle. That's a sacrificial cradle that will be cut one time, and each one of these cradles will be cut to fit each bat. I got about 7 or 8 of these to do. Okay, that's just a little tip on how to cut a bat down the middle like that. Thanks for watching. Bye.